The mainstream media's coverage of global warming has been a topic of controversy in recent years, with some arguing that it is being used as a tool to oppress Christians. While this claim may seem far-fetched at first, a closer examination of the media's narrative on climate change reveals a disturbing trend of bias and discrimination against Christian values and beliefs. One of the primary ways in which the media uses global warming to oppress Christians is by promoting a secular, humanistic worldview that is inherently at odds with Christian teachings. The media's emphasis on human-caused climate change and the need for drastic action to reduce carbon emissions is often framed as a moral imperative, with those who question or dissent from this narrative being labelled as deniers or science skeptics. This language is not only misleading, but it also serves to marginalize and ostracize Christians who may hold different views on the issue. Moreover, the media's coverage of global warming often involves a form of eco-spirituality that is antithetical to Christian theology. The idea that the Earth is a fragile, delicate system that requires human protection and preservation is a notion that is deeply rooted in pagan and pantheistic worldviews, which are fundamentally at odds with the Christian concept of stewardship and dominion over creation. By promoting this eco-spirituality, the media is essentially advocating for a form of nature worship that is incompatible with Christian teachings. Furthermore, the media's obsession with global warming has led to a form of climate change hysteria that is being used to justify a range of policies and initiatives that are detrimental to Christian interests. For example, the push for renewable energy and reduced carbon emissions has led to the implementation of policies that are devastating to the fossil fuel industry, which is a major employer of Christians in many parts of the world. Additionally, the media's emphasis on the need for sustainable living and reduced consumption has led to a range of initiatives that are aimed at restricting individual freedoms and promoting a form of eco-totalitarianism. The media's use of global warming to oppress Christians is also evident in the way that it covers climate change-related issues. For example, the media often gives extensive coverage to climate change protests and rallies, which are often organized by secular, left-wing groups that are hostile to Christian values and beliefs. At the same time, the media often ignores or downplays climate change-related issues that are of concern to Christians, such as the impact of climate change policies on the poor and vulnerable, or the role of faith-based organizations in promoting environmental stewardship. In addition, the media's coverage of global warming often involves a form of bullying and intimidation of Christians who dare to question or dissent from the dominant narrative. For example, Christians who express skepticism about the severity of climate change or the need for drastic action to reduce carbon emissions are often labelled as deniers or science skeptics, and are subjected to a range of personal attacks and insults. This kind of bullying and intimidation is not only unacceptable, but it also serves to chill free speech and stifle debate on this important issue. In conclusion, the mainstream media's use of global warming to oppress Christians is a disturbing trend that requires careful attention and analysis. By promoting a secular, humanistic worldview, eco-spirituality, and climate change hysteria, the media is essentially advocating for a range of policies and initiatives that are detrimental to Christian interests and values. The media's coverage of climate change-related issues is often biased and discriminatory, and serves to marginalize and ostracize Christians who may hold different views on the issue. As such, it is essential that Christians are aware of these trends and are equipped to respond to them in a way that is informed, nuanced, and effective. By promoting a more balanced and informed discussion of climate change, Christians can help to counter the media's narrative and promote a more Christian perspective on this important issue.